and who you are stifles where you're trying to go. One of those two things has to change.
Pay attention. I think you'll find yourself in their stories.
Akila S. Richards, one half of the Liberated Bitches movement.
Jay Stone, the emotional nudist. I blog at emotionalnudity.com. You can find me online on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr at JAISTONE. I am a syndicated blogger. I blog for Essence.com, Madame Noir. I've been featured on Huffington Post, Mommy Noir, and a whole bunch of other places. So look for emotional nudity.
Yes.
Ivy Cooper, and I'm the founder of See Body, Love Self, also the Captured Freedom campaign, and you can find me on the interwebs under See Body, Love Self. So that would be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, SeeBodyLoveSelf.org.
I'm Katrina M. Harrell. I can be found at www.katrinamharrell.com, and I am co-founder of Liberated Bitches.
It's our big, fat, emotional journeys, and it's costing us far too much.
But when it no longer serves me, you have to let it go, right? And so we get so attached to this is who I am, and this is authentically who I am, but is that also serving you? It needs to be doing both. It needs to just not be about, okay, you know what I'm saying? I want to wear, I wear booty shorts. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am.
Yes.
But is that serving you where you're trying to go?
Yes.
So
yes.
that's the bigger question. We have a very clear picture of what we think success looks like.
Yes.
Right? And we will give people opportunities based on whether or not they fit that image.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you are overweight, and in my case, really overweight, I get over because my hair and my makeup, and they were like, okay, somebody, she's doing something right.
Yes.
That's how I've been able to get over. So when I talk about the fact that I spend, a lot of money, I could go to a cheaper hairstylist, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I know she's going to give me that high-end look that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $250 to go to a celebrity makeup artist class.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Right. So that I could learn the makeup and the contouring because I wanted to do more video. And I know that's what because they're going to already take off points because I'm overweight.
Yeah.
They can already deduct things, right?
Yep.
And so dressing in a nice, high end, I'm going to have to spend $300 for a dress because of my size. I just can't go to Marshall's. I can't. But I need to look like it. So my jewelry, my makeup, my hair, those things are going to always be immaculate for me because those are the things that I have to get people to buy into my credibility.
This is the sort of thing we want you to consider when you're talking about representing yourself professionally, right? Because each of us have that sort of mentality of what we think is professional or well put together, and then also what the general consensus is. And they both matter because you're not selling to yourself. You're not marketing to yourself. When you talk about points being deducted for not having your hair a certain way or these sort of things, for one person it may be weight, for another person it might be preference. When I started doing my workshops, I struggled so much with what I was supposed to wear. When I started doing TV, I had that struggle as well because people would say, well, no, you can't wear that because that comes off casual. You come off like you're not focused on this thing or whatever the case is. But where is the line between the consensus and really what you are setting out to give people? And in some cases, we have to educate people on what professionalism means, where it comes from, and who your market is has a lot to do with that. So people have learned to, over time in education, accept me, hi Ivy, accept me, especially in a live setting, not in formal wear. I might have on shoes that look like they are the type of wedges that you wear to the beach. But if you are engaged, and that's the person who I want to engage with anyway, once I start talking, you'll be very clear that I know what I'm speaking about. I know who I'm speaking to, and my message far surpasses my what you consider lack of professionalism, because it's not about hygiene, it's about somebody's preference. So I want you guys to think about that for those of you that don't necessarily fit into the traditional mold when it comes to how you look.
Image, for me, it's always been embedded in me since a kid about image. However, I never subscribed to it. It was always something that I just never really could mesh with and vibe with. But I just knew it, so I did the corporate thing and knew that I had to look a certain way. But I was the person that would wear. I would never wear a suit, but I would wear nice slacks and shoes and a shirt one day, and then because it was Thursday and I just felt like it, I would put a tie-dye tank top on and some high water, you know, capri pants, and my boss would look at me like, "Are you crazy?" Because that's when I realized there was something wrong with me. However, and not wrong, there was something with me in terms of this space being in the corporate space.
Yeah.
I realized that something was with me and not them, clearly, because I couldn't follow those rules. However, when I knew that it was time for me to leave that space and not go back, there was still a whole lot coming up in the business journey when I started to realize and that it's there's still a lot of it embedded and etched in me that it's coming up, and I have to keep trying to purge. I have to keep trying, and it will always show up in some form. My business will always be a catalyst to show me what I needed to work on personally. It would never fail, because everything that I try to do, right, or try to be in terms of what I thought I knew from being a corporate accountant for 12 years, when I try to do that and be that in the business world was like, bitch, sit down.
Yeah.
What? This is not happening. We see all through that, and it would show up in forms of my image, being an overweight woman myself, being over 250 pounds. And when I started my business, I was probably just around about 250, and put on weight and what have you. But it would show up in me showing up to speaking events or to networking events where I'm the only black woman there for the most part, and then the biggest one at that, and see of all these white people and then white men in Raleigh, North Carolina, where who is everything, and no one knows me, and I'm trying to figure out how to make an impression on these people so I can get business.